Look at the modern world's recipe for happiness. Get the promotion. Buy the car. Build the perfect online image. We are all running on a hamster wheel, chasing a version of success that someone else sold us. And yet, for so many of us, it feels empty. The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer would say this is not an accident. It is the inevitable result of looking for happiness in all the wrong places. He taught a truth that is more relevant today than ever. You are the architect of your own unhappiness. This video is not about feel-good advice. It is a direct, practical guide to Schopenhauer's timeless wisdom on how to stop building a life that looks good on the outside but feels hollow on the inside. We will explore 5 principles that will change the very foundation of how you pursue contentment. 1. Your inner world is your only true possession. Schopenhauer's first rule is the foundation for everything. He said what you are, your health, your character, your thoughts, is 1,000,000 times more important than what you have, money, cars, houses, or what you represent. Your reputation, your social media likes. Why? Because what you have and what you represent can be taken from you in an instant. A market crash can wipe out your wealth. A piece of gossip can tarnish your reputation. But your inner world, your character, that is the only thing you truly own. We spend our lives decorating our prison cells. We chase external things, believing they will bring us internal peace. We buy the luxury car, but feel empty, driving it. We get the promotion, but feel just as anxious as before. We are constantly trying to fix an inside problem with an outside solution. This creates a fragile existence. If your happiness depends on your job title, what happens when you lose that job? If your self-worth is built on the number of likes you get, what happens when the algorithm changes? You have built your house on sand. Think of 2 people. The first person's happiness depends entirely on their yearly bonus. In years, the bonus is big. They are happy, posting pictures of their lavish vacation. In years, it is small. They are miserable, resentful, and feel like a failure. Their emotional state is a puppet controlled by their employer. The second person also enjoys their bonus, but their real contentment comes from their inner life, reading books, learning skills, and having deep conversations. They have cultivated a rich inner world that is independent of their bank account. When the bonus is small, it's a disappointment, but their core well-being is completely unshaken because their true wealth was never in question. Stop focusing all your energy on what can be taken from you. Invest in the one thing that is truly yours forever, your mind. A rich mind doesn't need a rich wallet to be content. That is the only happiness you can truly own. 2. Stop caring so much about other people's opinions. Schopenhauer believed that an obsession with what others think is a form of self-torture. You are willingly handing the keys to your happiness over to 1,000 different people, many of whom don't even like you, and most of whom aren't even thinking about you. We live our lives for the gallery of heads, as Schopenhauer called it. We post a photo and spend the next 3 hours anxiously checking for likes. We hold back a true opinion in a meeting for fear of being judged. We buy clothes we don't like to impress people we don't know. We are performing for an audience that is mostly not paying attention. Schopenhauer found it absurd that we value the opinions of others, which exist outside of us in their minds, more than our own consciousness, which is the only thing we directly experience. Imagine a young entrepreneur has a brilliant but unconventional idea for a business. He tells 10 people. 9 of them tell him it's foolish and will never work. Controlled by their opinions, he gives up, and his potential dies in the court of public opinion. A different entrepreneur has the same idea. 9 people tell her it's foolish. She listens, considers their points, but ultimately trusts her own judgment more. She understands that their opinions are not objective truths. They are reflections of their own fears and limitations. She builds the business anyway, and it succeeds. Most people's opinions are not based on wisdom. They are based on their own biases. Schopenhauer's advice is to treat their opinions like the weather. Observe them, acknowledge them, but don't let them ruin your day or change your course. The only opinion that should have the power to shape your life is your own. 3. Learn to be okay with being alone. Schopenhauer famously said that a person's capacity to enjoy their own company is a direct measure of their inner worth. He believed people who hate being alone are secretly afraid of their own empty minds. They need constant noise and distraction to escape the poverty of their own thoughts. We use other people as a distraction from ourselves. The moment we are alone, we grab our phones, turn on the TV, or seek out any noise to avoid the silence. We're terrified of what we might find if we are ever left alone without a screen or a voice to occupy us. We treat boredom as a disease, when Schopenhauer saw it as a symptom of a weak inner life. 2 people go through a breakup. The first person immediately jumps into another relationship, lines up dates, and fills every evening with social events. They are running from the pain and the emptiness, using other people as a temporary fix. They never heal. They just transfer their dependency. The second person, after the initial pain, chooses to spend time alone. It is uncomfortable at first, but they read, they journal, they go for long walks. They learn to face their own thoughts and feelings. They learn to heal and find their center again. When they are ready to date again, they do so from a place of wholeness, not of need. Stop seeing solitude as a punishment. Start seeing it as a superpower. If you can be genuinely content in your own company, you become incredibly free. You no longer need anyone else to validate you or entertain you. You enter relationships because you want to share your completeness, not because you are afraid to be by yourself. 4. Understand that wanting is a permanent state of unhappiness. Schopenhauer saw life as a pendulum, swinging back and forth between the pain of wanting something and the boredom of having it. The moment you get the thing you desired, the desire is gone, and you are left with a feeling of emptiness until a new desire appears. Modern culture is an engine of desire. It is designed to make you feel like you are not enough, that you are always one purchase away from happiness. From social media influencers showing off luxury lifestyles to advertisements that prey on your insecurities, you are being programmed to want constantly. This guarantees you remain in a state of dissatisfaction. A person is obsessed with buying a designer watch. They work overtime, save for months, and finally buy it. For a day, they feel a thrill of achievement. A week later, it's just a watch. The excitement is gone. Now, they find themselves looking at a more expensive watch or a new car. The wanting never ends. It just changes its object. The pendulum swings from the pain of wanting to the boredom of having, and back again. The secret to peace is not getting everything you want. It is wanting fewer things. This is the core of many philosophies, from Stoicism to Buddhism. Every time you consciously decide, I do not need that to be happy, you are liberating yourself. Freedom is not found in having more, it is found in needing less. 5. Expect life to be hard, and you will become unbreakable. People are miserable because they have been sold a fantasy that life is supposed to be easy, fair, and constantly happy. Schopenhauer called this a childish delusion. He argued that life is, by its very nature, a struggle full of obstacles and pain. When we expect life to be a sunny beach vacation, a single rainstorm sends us into a spiral of despair, thinking, why is this happening to me? This isn't fair. We waste enormous energy fighting a reality that was never going to be perfect. 2 employees are given a very difficult, almost impossible project. The first employee, who expects things to go smoothly, becomes immediately stressed and resentful. They complain about how unfair it is, how they don't have enough resources, and their performance suffers because their energy is consumed by resisting reality. The second employee, who accepts that challenges are a normal part of their job, doesn't waste energy on resentment. They calmly assess the problem, accept the difficult conditions, and get to work on finding a solution. They see the obstacle not as an injustice, but simply as the path. This is not pessimistic. It is a form of psychological armor. If you accept that challenges, disappointments, and unfairness are a natural part of life, they lose their power to break you. You are no longer shocked or defeated by them. You simply see them as the next obstacle to be navigated. Don't hope for an easy life. Build the strength to endure a difficult one. That is the path to becoming unbreakable. Schopenhauer's rules are not a map to a fantasy land of constant happiness. They are the blueprints for building a vessel strong enough to navigate the real ocean of life, with all its storms and all its calms. Stop trying to command the waves to be still. Instead, become the captain of your own ship. Anchor yourself in your own inner world. Value the compass of your own judgment, and learn to find peace in the quiet solitude of the open sea. You will realize that the greatest treasure is not found on some distant shore, but in the unbreakable strength of the vessel you have built. When you are strong enough to sail through any storm, you stop fearing the weather. And in that fearlessness, you will find a profound and durable peace that is far more valuable than the fleeting sunshine we call happiness.